And welcome back. So, if you remember last time, I said we'll start on the back end today, which we will, but what we're also going to do is replace this. This is the passenger side inner wing. So the bit where it was all cracked and all the radiator vent was bent up. So we're going to change that today. Shouldn't take too long because the metal is already clean on this one, we just need to cut the old one out. So we're going to change that. Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted, forgive me mum, yeah, we're going to change this today, so no more chit chat, let's just jump straight into it. So first step, we're going to start drilling the old spot welds out and start cutting the inner wing away from the car. Right, so we've got it clamped up, ready to go. We've cleaned up the surface underneath. So, yeah, let's get welding this in and I will show you the update after. Also, anyone that fancies jumping in at some point in the next few months and helping me change the floor pan, the boot floor pan and the roof skin, let me know and I will buy you lunch. So this is what I did. To cut the wings off, I had to try and cut through the seam, and I have royally effed this up big time. So I'm going to try and repair this. Right, so we're going to mark this out and cut it now out of the sheet steel, and we're going to stencil around it like so. Intensive breathing as I'm doing this. There we go. Nibbler. So my stepfather owns two classic open back London buses, and he told me that back in 1999 or 2000, whenever he was restoring it, both of them, that he hand cut every single square steel panel on the bus out of one of these with a little hand nibbler. And to be honest, this is hurting my hand just doing this. So props to him for doing that. So
this is not a phase, my dear. Time heals the moment, but our hearts were frozen. Don't disappear. You were scared from not knowing, but I got a feeling that I'll be right here for the rest of my life. Just know that I'll give you love you'll never wanna share tonight. Tonight. But if the world isn't working the way that we found it when we were too young to love, our attention is running, 5 seconds is burning a hole in our racing heart.
So because of my mistake of not bracing the slam panel up, I cut it off the old inner wing and it's bowed out and I don't know where it goes. So now what we've got to do is we've got to get the scuttle panel welded on, so then we can start bolting the new wings on, or welding the new wings on, then get the bonnet on, and then that way we can predict or dictate the position of the slam panel, and then we can weld it on. So yeah, let's go.
And I don't wanna change it all. And I don't wanna change it all. Life will be the end. Tell me stories that I've heard 1,001 times before. Fall into your eyes all over. I'll be right here for the rest of my life. Just know that I'll give you love you never wanna share tonight. Tonight. But if the world isn't working the way that we found it when we were too young.
So right now you're watching me clean the seam up, getting it ready to weld the scuttle panel to it, but we do have to be careful because if we grind too much off with the flat disc, it will make the metal too thin and then the welder will just start blowing holes in it. Hole punch time now. Let's start getting this ready to weld on. That right there is a little reminder of not to put your fingers in the way of things. And as much as I tried to brave it out for the video, I couldn't. That was so bloody painful.
never be the best.
So although yes it is a bit messy, but the scuttle panel is now on, we need to adjust the upper dash rail position next time and weld the middle of the scuttle panel on, and then we need to weld the outer seams together. But at least it's on now and there's no going back, the windscreen has to fit. Sadly that is all we've got time for today. We've welded some of the scuttle panel on, so it's on there, so now we can get away with mounting the bonnet on and the wings if we wanted to, but we're going to try and finish it before we do all of that. So yeah, that's part one over. Join me next time for part two, when we can hopefully start finishing the scuttle off and lining the front end up, ready to weld the inner wing onto the slam panel. So yeah, see you next time.